The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the August 6th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tigers Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Most of the indices are trading to the upside. Dow's up 75, S&P 27, NASDAQ 100, 140 run. The Russell's down 9. Transports are up 51. The semis are down 72. NASDAQ Composite up 111. New York Stock Exchange up 38 points out there. Spot VIX Index is below the 50-day exponential moving average out there. We've got the NQ up on my screen out here right now. And on the NQ, what you should notice is there is a new daily profile. That new daily profile has supported 22,989, resists up at 23,738. This profile will be confirmed this evening out there. It seems like it is likely to stick. Now, there is a new profile that has also formed, and that is in the weekly time frame. And the weekly time frame profile has got resistance up at the level of 23,389. So we're 23,389 to 23,738. That's your real resistance zone, the daily and the weekly time frame for the NQ. Your support zone is going to be down at either between 22,478 to 22,989. The bottom of the weekly, followed by the bottom of the daily profile out there. On an intraday basis, we have an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. It's already attained the 1-to-1 level. The price along this C to D leg is stronger than the A to B leg. That suggests that we do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern. Nonetheless, a bearish reversal candle would confirm a Gartley sell pattern for the NQ for its 30-minute time frame. Let's take a look at the daily equity future contracts out here. You'll see the new profiles, a new profile that formed inside the ES Mini. Again, it's got support at 63.31. and resists up at 64.45. The center is at 63.99. It is a slightly bearish structured profile, so it's more of a sell zone between 63.99 and 64.45. In the case of the NQ, we've covered that new profile. Of course, that profile may not form at day's end. The ES Minis profile did wrap around the prior profile as well. Again, suggest a consolidating market. Now, in the NQ, the consolidation is pretty easy to pick off. Why is that, Steve-O? Because we had on Friday price pull back, test, and reject the bottom of its T9 count breakout level, 22,803. So that's really the bottom of the consolidation. If we close below that, we are likely to head lower. In fact, you could form an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside, but we'll take things one step at a time. The Dow Equity Future contract also forming a new profile. This one is bearish in structure. It has a sell zone between 44,388 and 44,573. We've been below the center of that profile at 44,388. That suggests caution Will Robinson because price should be able to push its way down to the bottom of that profile, and that's at 43,834. The Russell 2000 forms a new profile above, in essence, the prior profile. Directionally speaking, is suggesting profile-wise we should be in rally mode. So you got consolidation mode on the ES, consolidation mode on the NQ, profile-wise that is. The Dow is pointing to the downside, the Russell is pointing to the upside. Yeah, we've got confusing markets. Now, the new profile of the Russell has got 2190 at support, 2278 is your resistance level out there. Nothing unusual with regard to days up, days down. That's what the bottom portion of those screens show. So let's move off of this and move into, let's just kind of continue the NQ theme, because I do believe it is the NQ that is driving the machine out here. In fact, if we take a look at the 60-minute time frame chart, lower left, subscribers knew this at about 5:30 last night to expect or anticipate that when the markets reopened at 6 o'clock, that we'd see a push lower, and that more likely than not, we would see the NQ form a TD9 count bottom pattern out there. In fact, we said it would do it by 10 o'clock. It did it exactly by 10 o'clock. It formed that TD9 count bottom. Now that's turned into an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Again, prices along the left-hand side of that C to D leg increase the odds of doing more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern. The next price objective or next resistance zone is on the 60-minute time frame chart is up at the 23,374.50 level. 23,374.50. So that is a very likely target. You'll also see the potential for an A to B equals CD pattern in the 4-hour time frame chart. Now, its resistance level is its TD9 count top, and that's at 23,404.25. So 23,404.25. So the 60 minutes said you got an A to B equals CD. You're waiting for a bearish reversal candle. It should do more than a 1-to-1. Price target more likely 23,374. But maybe it gets up all the way to the 23,404 level out there. A close above 23,404 though, that's going to set up an A to B equals CD pattern. That ought to take us to the 23,700 level. And if we get up to 23,700, we might as well get up to the top of the profile, 23,738 out there. Now, on a daily time frame, there is resistance at its oscillator and change line. This is the NQ again that we're talking about, and that is at the 23,537 level. What we don't see here on the NQ are any kind of topping patterns. Yes, there's an A to B equals CD pattern, the 16 on the 30. Both of those need bearish reversal candles to confirm a top. Short of that, price should continue to rally out there, and that is the likely outcome. Let's do the same thing here. Let's take a look at the ES mini charts out here. So let's do this. This will take us into a break, which is about a minute or so from now. First, we've got to get these charts here to populate. Now, in the ES mini, if you look at the 60-minute time frame chart, when you see it populate, it did not form a TD9 count bottom. The 30-minute time frame did form a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. And it did that at the 7:30 time frame, 7 o'clock last evening out there. Now, this has resistance. It's the ES Mini. The ES Mini on its 30-minute time frame has not generated an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Instead, price is trading with inside its bullish structured profile and is likely to target its TD9 count breakdown resistance level. That's at 63.58 out there. The 240-minute time frame chart, no TD9 count top. So the patterns here, the signals on the ES Mini, totally different than the NASDAQ 100. I think if you're trading the ES Mini, you got to keep your eyes out on the NQ out there. I think that is driving the ship. We come back from this break. We have some requests. One to take a look at Costco, AMD, Eli Lilly, SMCI, and SOUN. Of course, I'd love to field your requests as well. Steve at TFNN.com or anything inside the Tiger's Den. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So the first ticker up on our screen is Costco. COSC is the ticker symbol. Is for Dan in Chicago. Dan's question is Costco in an uptrend? Dan, if we look at the daily time frame, this has a to B equals CD pattern to the downside that ought to get us to about 9/12/59. Well, ought to have gotten us to 9/12/59. What we have now, though, is we actually have an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside that is forming, and we have price that has been above the top of its daily profile for more than 2 consecutive sessions. So we have a bullish profile change in trend. So we're going to get rid of the A to B equals CD pattern to the downside in Costco. First, let's put in the A to B equals CD pattern to the upside that we've got out here and give you some kind of approximate price projection. This is not going to be right to the T because I'm just using a line tool, and it's just really an approximation out here. But nonetheless, there's an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside with 970.95-ish being the price target. Volume today in Costco is 543,000 shares. The swing point is taken out at 2.4 million shares. So it is moving higher with a bit lighter volume out there. That does not mean that it won't go ahead and at least make that 1-to-1 price objective. It could do more than that. If we look at the weekly time frame, so there was no bottom pattern, as I mentioned, on the daily time frame. The bottom pattern would likely come from the weekly time frame. That is dependent upon the close on Friday. In order for price to form a TD9 count bottom pattern, price must close below the close of bar number 5. So on Friday, if price closes below 970.33, Dan, you will have a weekly TD9 count top out there. Now, additional resistance, because price is trading inside a slightly bearish structured profile, would be between 973.50 and 997.76. So it's got a daily profile change in trend, may form a weekly TD9 count bottom. Don't know whether it will or won't know until Friday. And on a weekly basis, we have a consolidation with inside its profile. It's a bullish structured profile. The buy zone has been tested twice out there. Both times it held. That is between the range of 850 to 907. We had 2 months to the downside. If I open up Costco's chart on a monthly time frame, I think what we're going to see here is most of Costco's, look at this. Wow. Look how strong this is. If we go back, well, I've got it back to 2010, and that's far enough. at least at this stage of the game. Look at all of the monthly bottoms, how they are created, right? With 2 or 3 months to the downside. The majority are 2-month knee-jerk reaction corrections out there. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've had 4 3-month knee-jerk reaction corrections. So with regard to your uptrend idea out here, you'd have to say Costco is bottomed on a monthly basis just simply because of that pattern unto itself out there. So look, there are tops out here inside of Costco, no doubt, but it does look like this may have bottomed, Dan. So I hope that helps you out. And take a look at the daily, weekly, and the monthly time frame. Best of luck to you. Rahul inside the Tigers Den wants to take a look at AMD. AMD, I believe, out with numbers last evening, and they have a gap to the downside. In fact, they have triggered an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside for its daily time frame. Let's go ahead and draw this pattern in here. The A point is up at the high, which is the trading day of July 31st. B point is the low, which is August 1st out there. We're going to use our CPA skills here. We're going to try to. First, man, we really are going to try. There we go. Going to copy, we're going to paste, and now we're going to assemble that puppy. Well, we were. My goodness gracious. There we go. So you can see we've done more than the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern to downside. What that says is that watch for a bullish reversal candle. If you see one of those, that will confirm a Gartley buy pattern. Short of that, price is trading below its oscillator and change line and below profile support. That suggests lower price. Well, we've got an A to B equals CD pattern. You can do the 1 to 1.68, 1 to 1.272. You can do those mathematical calculations on your own out there. It doesn't really matter to me, right? We know that we're beyond the 1-to-1, so the only thing you really have to watch for is a daily bullish reversal candle. What's the next price objective? I'd have to say it would be the oscillator and change line on the weekly time frame, or its buy zone. We're trading back inside its profile. That formed this week, resists at 169.56. A bearish reversal candle. Yeah, it really is not going to confirm any kind of sell the D point pattern out there. So support here on a weekly time frame for AMD 137.20 to 140.44. On a monthly time frame, you have price that is trading above profile resistance, so therefore support would be 154.54. So where to the downside is the next move? Let's rein this thing in. 154.54 will be that next price target. Below that, it'd be 140.48. Below that, between 124.25 and 137.20. And if we get a bullish reversal candle, that will generate a Gartley buy pattern. So Raul, that's a lot to look for, but I think it's pretty clear out there. So I do hope that helps you out. ELO would like to take a look at Eli Lilly out there. Eli Lilly, LLY, is a ticker symbol trading out at 749.10. Right now, it is trading below profile support. It is trading inside a swing point from just a few days ago, July 31st. Volume there, 5.8 million shares. In 2 hours of trading, we're down with 1 million shares. So we're coming in with about a 3 million share day. Nonetheless, a close below 752.40, even if it's with light volume, because we're below the red oscillator and change line, would increase the idea of a move lower. That move lower would obviously be the at least the low of that July 31st swing point, 735.44. Weekly time frame for Eli Lilly is trading below profile support, and its oscillator and change line increase the odds of a further move lower. Monthly time frame, consolidating with inside its profile. It has a TD9 count top. It has a Rhodes indicator top. So therefore, it is suggesting that what price should do is target 682.99 again. We won't go there. The first price target, ELO, is going to be that low from July 31st on the daily time frame. That's 735.44. If you close below that, then we likely start headed lower, and that 682.99 level would be open. So hope that helps you out with regard to Eli Lilly. Duncan Steve writes in, wants to take a super microcomputer. SMCI is the ticker symbol. This falling out of bed today and hurting itself. In fact, you got the 911 call out there as price is trading below its breakout level. And that's at 47.36. So this suggesting, hey, I want lower price out there. All right, great. Where's the next level of support inside a super micro? Looks to me, Stevie, like it is at about 37.93. 42.20 to 37.93, 42.50, 50 cents. 42.50. That is the center of its monthly profile. 3793 is the center of its weekly profile. The weekly profile is bullish in structure, meaning it has a buy zone between 2978 and 3793. That is likely where SMCI is headed to. Now, look, it does have A to B equals CD pattern to the downside on a daily time frame. Steve-O, if you were to see a bullish reversal candle, that would confirm a bottom. But at this stage here, we don't have that. That's not what we're talking about. It looks like Super Micro wants to head lower out there. You also want to take a look at ticker symbol SOUN. So let's pull, well, we're not going to pull that up. We're going to pull that up when we get back from this breakout there. We're going to look at SOUN. We're going to look at AI, KAVA, USAR, and XPEV. Of course, I'd love to hear from you as well. Send me an email, steve@tfnn.com, or anything inside the Tiger's Den. Right.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol SOUN. SOUN formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator topping pattern out here. It does that on July 21st. Then it forms an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. It completes the 1-to-1 level. But what we don't have out here is a bullish reversal candle, Steve-O. Instead, what we have is a rally that has lasted what looks like a 2-bar rally, a 2-day rally, as price rallies right up into resistance. Now, look, there was a new profile that formed yesterday. So you do have a buy zone, which is between 998 and basically what we're trading right now. It's not maybe 10, it might be 1083, 1081. So 998 to 1081 is your buy zone. Resistance is up at 1245, but there's also resistance at that oscillator and change line. And that's at 1121. So this is pulling back right now. You know what? On a daily basis, I'd love to see some type of bullish reversal candle to confirm that by the D point pattern. Maybe you get that after a couple-day retracement or pullback, but the retracements have been, 5, 6, 7 days out here. So it's not, certainly not any kind of bullish signals on the daily time frame. The weekly is better. Weekly pullbacks have basically been 2-week pullbacks. Last week was a 1-week pullback, so don't know if we're going to pull back or retrace further this week. Price is running into profile resistance and its oscillator and change line for its weekly time frame. Monthly, not really enough data out here, although prices trading above the profile level at 1017. So that's a bullish signal out there. It's the daily that's the one that's giving you the fits right now. So the first thing is, let's see if this just turns into a 2-day retracement, a 2-day knee-jerk reaction low, with price then moving to the upside out there. So that's the best that I can do for you right now in my analysis of SOUN. I do hope that helps you out, Duncan, and appreciate the request as always. Sat P would like to take a look at ticker symbol AI. Let's go see what AI is doing. And Sat usually likes to look at support levels as well as where's a possible entry point. Well, the support levels, that's great. The only support level that I see out here, so I can give you a couple of them. The first one is coming from the monthly time frame. And in the case of the monthly time frame, there's a buy zone between 2147 and 2672. The resistance is the top of the profile, 3983. We are trading right now below the weekly profile, which is 2296. Maybe we close below it, maybe we don't. If we do close below that, and if we close below its TD9 count breakout level of 2242, we could head back to its TD9 count bottom. That's the swing point from April 11th. Sat, that's your next area of support, which would be that low of April 11th, which is 1703 out there. Now, with regard to looking for a bottom, wanting to add a few shares here, we just don't see it. I do not see it. Don't see it yet. So keep an eye on this. The weekly looks nice from the standpoint you got a TD9 count bottom pattern. We don't have a bottom pattern on the daily time frame out there. So that's what I've got for you with regard to AI. Let's see if maybe Kava's giving us some better information out here. CAVA. We'll have that up on our screen here momentarily. Kava trading out right now at about 86.78. The daily time frame is a consolidation with inside its daily profile. It has a bullish structured profile out there. We can see that price has gotten into that bullish structured profile 3 times. Each time that level has held. So to the extent that you want to add a few shares in Kava, the buy zone would be between 83.17 and 84.21. Resistance, well, where is resistance? The weekly, so the daily time frame chart has resistance at 87.95. That's its oscillator and change line set. And then 92.47, the top of its profile. The weekly chart is asking the daily to get on board with regard to its breakout. Now, we did have a 1-week pullback at least last week out there. Maybe that's all we get. And if price is able to close above, again, the top of its profile at 86.30, that would be a bullish signal. On a weekly basis, we're not halfway through the week. We're trading into a swing point from just a few weeks ago that had 17 million shares. This week, we're up with about 5.6 million shares out here. So it's trading into that swing point with light volume. But your place to add a few shares, I'd have to say, is 83.17, 84.21. Just realize this thing has had a struggle to prove itself to us to the upside. But maybe it does it on that next run to the downside, hold support, and then it blasts off from there. So, Sad, I hope that helps you out. LB writes in, would like to take a USAR, and the question is very specific, buy, sell, or hold. Can we answer that question? Well, if we look at the daily time frame shows what? Let's open up the daily chart out here. So first, I need a swig of water. All right, first, with regard to the daily time frame, if you look at the bottom panel, if we look at the cadence of this stock chart, it's not your typical bullish behavior at all. It's also not your typical bearish behavior at all. So in other words, USAR, I'd have to say LB is kind of schizophrenic. And what I mean by that is in a bullish market, you're typically not going to, you're going to get your pullbacks are going to be 1 to 4 bars out there. We're looking at a daily time frame chart. Our pullbacks out here, the last two have been 6 bars. So that disqualifies it from, and I've got 7 bars and 6 bars and then another 6 bar pullback out there. So certainly we cannot say that this, but then to the upside, we had a 5 bar move to the upside out there. Schizo. You're asking buy, sell, or hold. I'm saying get the heck out of town out there. But what is this about to do here, which I really think is what you're looking for? Right now, we have price pulling back into its buy zone on the daily time frame between 1305 and 1373. I wouldn't really sell. Now, I don't know where you're in on this. I know it's just a trade out there. I wouldn't sell it, I guess, unless you got it closed below 1305, preferably 2 closes below that. That's on the daily time frame out here. Maybe we're just going to get a 2-bar move to the downside. I don't know. It just doesn't. This doesn't have a lot of great signals for us to truly assist us. On a weekly time frame, a little bit better. You can see the pullbacks have been 3 and 2 bar retracements out there. Rallies have lasted typically 1 to 4 bars out there. So the weekly, a little bit much better than the daily out there. That's what I've got for you, LB. Buy, sell, or hold. I say find something else to trade. But that's just Stevie. That's me from a technical standpoint of saying I can't get a good handle on this. Let's go take a look at XPEV. So that doesn't mean that you need to sell that. Let's go take a look at XPEV. This is for GTE inside the Tiger's Den. XPEV, his question, they're coming out with earnings. I believe that's today. And the question is higher or lower. So it's interesting out here. Let me tell you what it's actually trying to do today. Don't know that it will do it by 4 o'clock. But if it did close above the July 23rd high, which is 1942, and there were 6.2 million shares traded that day, if we close above 1942, well, we've already got 3.3 million shares. So price is pushing into that with volume. Looks like more than a 6 million share a day out there. And so therefore, if we close above 1942 at day's end, you'll trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. We come back to this break, we'll finish looking at XPEV, then we'll look at Irene, IREN, and then the Hang Seng. Be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at ticker symbol XPEV. This for GTE. GT, by the way, I don't have access. I don't have a data feed for home heating oil or Brent at this stage of the game. So I can't pull those charts up for you, even though you requested those. But my apology for that. Just can't do it. Back to XPEV. So right now you've got this just consolidated with inside its daily profile as a buy zone between 1784 and 1823 with additional support and reinforcements at 1744. Its TD knockout breakout level. Resistance, which failed yesterday but is holding again today, is at 1922 level. So you just got a consolidation. Again, this is pushing swing points with volume, suggesting it wants to actually trade higher. Now, on a weekly basis, you got key resistance at 1991. If price is able to close, so you got a consolidation on the weekly time frame between 1784 and 1991. That green oscillator change zone has really acted as resistance. So therefore, a weekly close above 1991 is going to suggest that price wants to make its way back to its TD9 count top out there around $27 or so. On a monthly time frame, no topping pattern, price above profile. So the monthly is not your issue. It's really the daily and the weekly. And they've got resistance that is held 1991 and support basically that is held right around the 1744 level. That's the best I've got for you, XPEV. Let's see what we can find for IREN. We're looking for an entry point. See if anything pops up on our screen out here. If we look at the daily time frame, we can see the daily time frame price is back inside its profile. This is IREN. So this forms a Rhodes momentum indicator top, turns into an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside, forms a bullish three-river Morningstar pattern. It completes that pattern 2 days ago on August the 4th. That suggested a further rally, and that rally would take us into the oscillator and change line. Well, it's already done that. So what you've got is only day number 1 to the upside. We had 4 days to the downside, 1 up, 1 down. Well, we're going to have another bar to the upside out here. So it's really trying to make its mind out. Let's look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart shows that price is just simply trading with inside its profile. That's between 1433 and 1914. Monthly time frame chart has a looks like it also has a sell the D point top out here. Let's just check in on that. Let's see if in fact that's what unfolded out here. So here's our A to B point out there. I'm not going to draw it. I'm just going to pull this back to this level. So it most certainly did. So you had so you got topping patterns across all 3 time frames. Now, did any of those time frames find a bottom? Well, yeah, we said the daily formed that Gartley. By the way, here's what the daily looks like. Let's draw it in for you. Here's our A point. Here's our B. Well, here's our B point right here. And I'm just simply going to move this over to the C point. That's next highest high after that B point gets formed out there. And then what you're looking for is some type of bullish reversal candle. And as you can see, we got that Three River Morningstar candle formation, even a hammer candle yesterday out there. So definitely telling us that it's bottomed. You're looking for an entry point. I'd say I pull back to support or a 2-day pullback. Support right now might be the 1691 level. That's the bottom of its daily profile out there. So that's the best that I've got for you with regard to IREN. Shoot. That headphone earpiece. Bummer. So I've got these great earphones. And this piece here, you can't see it. You probably can't see it. It just snapped in half. So wild. In any event out there, going to have to send them back for repair. So that's what I've got for you on Irene out there. IREN is the ticker symbol. Let's go take a look at the Hang Seng, see what the Hang Seng has got for us. The Hang Seng out here. So on a weekly time frame, last week, you got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator topping pattern out there. Now, what price did last night is it closed back above its green oscillator and change line. The green oscillator and change line on the weekly time frame is 24,889. As long as price remains above that, it's going to try to go attack that Rhodes Momentum Indicator high. That Rhodes Momentum Indicator high could take you all the way back to the 25,735 level. Now, if price gets back below its green oscillator and change line for its weekly time frame, then we should or could see a lower price. The daily time frame. The daily time frame has a sell the D point top that formed on the trading day of July the 25th. That sets up resistance at its high. So you got the same resistance out there, 25,735.89. That's our resistance point. I'm pretty sure that was the same thing out here. 25, yeah. So they got the same resistance level that, if closed above, would negate both your daily and weekly until you're moving to higher ground. Now, in the case of the daily chart, I do not have any kind of a bottoming pattern out there. We do see that prices closed higher for 3 consecutive sessions. I would say maybe this closes higher again tomorrow as price tries to target the oscillator and change line around 25,185, and then it resumes its move lower out there. The monthly time frame chart out here, right now it's trade. I don't have any. Well, we don't have profile levels. That's all that I've really got for you. So it's really the daily and the weekly that are driving things out here, GTE. So pay attention to that weekly oscillator and change line, and pay attention to whether or not we just get a 4-day rally and price decides to resume its move lower. That was the Hang Seng. So we got time out here. Yeah, Duncan wants to take a look at... Let's pull this open. Let me get to a different set of charts where we've got some profile levels. Duncan wants to look at INTR. So let's pull INTR up on our screen out here. INTR. See what we've got. What is the question? Nothing. It's just if you have time. Well, we've got the time. INTR. Nice rally today. This formed a what? Did this form a buy the D point bottom pattern? It looks like it did. Let's just make sure of that. We'll draw in the A to B point out here. We'll move this over to the C point, and then we'll take a look to see if did we make the 1-to-1. We got close, but no cigar. Yeah, can't say that it completed a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. But here's what I can say, and that's the following, Steve-O. You are trading above the top of its daily profile at 682. A second close above that is a bottom pattern because it's a bullish profile change in trend out there. Now, what price is taking on is a prior swing resistance level on its daily time frame, July 18th. You probably know that. 2.5 million shares traded that day. So far today, we're at 1.5. So you're pushing into a swing point with volume. Even if you close below 737, you should be back up there to test that level. Now, why did price stop where it did? Well, turns out that 738 is the top of the weekly profile. So we've got resistance. We've got price that's trading with inside its profile levels between 643 and 738. The monthly time frame has got resistance at 776 out there. Not a ton of data really on the monthly chart. So what is this doing out here? I think you just got a good old-fashioned consolidation, Steve-O. 643 to 738 out there. So I hope that helps you out. Thank you for your request. Oh, is that a request, DLO? Well, let me do this here. I just got a few seconds out here. Let me go back to the equity futures. Day trading out here. Oh, I think I've got the Dow Equity Future contracts. Let's see what pops up on our screen out here. I know we're going to break. I know we're going to hear the music out here. Just seeing if there's anything of significance that I see. The answer is no when it comes to the Dow Equity Future contract. I'll put the NQ back up on our screen, and unless there's some other request that comes in. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking the NQs out here. The NQ hitting that initial price target that we looked at, which was at 23,374.50 level. That's a 60-minute TD9 count breakdown resistance area. You can see, you know, we talked about how price trade on the left-hand side of that C to D leg. That increased the odds of doing more than a 1-to-1. A to B equals CD. Now, even though we're up at this resistance level, and until we get close above it, resistance is resistance, but I don't have any daily or other intraday topping patterns out here. In fact, the 15-minute chart negated its TD9 count top immediately, so you need to see at least a close below a prior candle's low out there in the 15-minute basis to suggest that it's lost momentum. Look, the next area out here of resistance, other than 23,374.50, is going to be 23,404.25. That is a TD9 count top on the 4-hour time frame. If we close above that, we're going to head to the 23,700 level, maybe even 23,738. So that's what we see when we take a look at the NQ. McGuppy says, can we pull up OHI, please. We absolutely can do that. Let's get over, take a look at what OHI is doing. Give us a moment here to populate these charts. Come on. H. Yikes. Didn't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that either. Here's what we want to do. Will it work? There we go. OHI. So we got this. We were going to have enough time. We should have enough time. It should take about 10 seconds or so. McGuppy is saying, had a big move, any price target or topping signal. So the price target on a weekly basis, looks like price wants to make a run for 41.65. We are trading above the top of its bearish structured weekly profile for 2 consecutive sessions. The monthly time frame chart, $43 is popping up on our screen, but 41.65 looks like a real price target. The daily time frame out here, that's a weird populated set of charts out there. I don't show a topping signal at all. I see wave number 7 pops up on my screen, but I don't think that's the wave that we'd be paying attention to. So McGuppy, all looks good, had a big move. I think it's got an even bigger move ahead. Folks, I will not be with you tomorrow or Friday, so I want you to have a wonderful Wednesday, terrific Thursday, fantastic Friday, and back to the wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Take care and be safe out there.